and gents, welcome back to Pitstop!
Max Verstappen. There we go then.
The beast has awoken from his slumber by the looks of things.
The fastest ever Grand Prix ever. I feel like that it deserves a clap, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I struggled with this one.
Why?
Trying to figure out how everyone was like, oh, he's got the fastest lap in history. Fastest lap in history. And I was like, hang on, Austria is like a 105.
Yeah.
That's faster. But it makes sense, right?
Yeah, fastest lap, fastest qualifying lap,
Yeah.
and the fastest race finish ever. How crazy off the back of last week, Stefano Domenicali saying we need shorter races. Do you think you want an F1 race shorter than that?
73 minutes that was.
Yeah.
An hour and 13 minutes.
I don't think I want an F1 race shorter than that. Whilst it was on, I was watching it thinking, 20 laps off this. And even Russell was speaking about it. Albon was speaking about it, saying they'd be open to shorter races. I think that was short enough.
I think the length of the race is determined by how exciting it is.
Yeah.
You could watch 10 laps of Monaco and fall asleep.
It's true.
You know, I could have watched more of that. That was good.
Well, the first 4 laps.
Yeah, it was great. And it got a little bit stale in the middle, didn't it? It was kind of like DRS trains and everything else. And you thought, oh, not again.
The
not
DRS
again.
train between 6th and 16th was quite something.
Yeah.
Everyone within a second. Crofty was saying on the commentary how it's going to be hard to overtake here. First 4 laps looked amazing. And then it kind of just settled out, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But the whole weekend was good. Mm-hmm. You know, after the weekend that Lando had last weekend in Zandvoort, you know, he came out and he got a lap record, mate. Unfucking believable. It was like the one thing that he needed to do after coming off the back of that Zandvoort weekend. It was looking amazing. Everyone was like, yeah, Lando's back. Unreal.
Yeah.
What does Max do? just spanks him.
By 20 odd seconds, he's won that race. Max
Was
won.
it 20?
Yeah. Even though McLaren did everything with the soft tyres to try and catch Red Bull, there's only 11 turns at Monza, and Red Bull were much quicker here, just because they're so much quicker on the straights, as we know, and McLaren are amazing through the corners. But you can't take anything away from Max there. You said when you were watching him, you could see him ringing it through the corner, just pulling the steering wheel. Yeah, to be able to do that against them McLarens, unbelievable, really.
Really good. Really, really good. That car was looking like a bag of crap 2 weeks ago, not even. And they've done something, mate. I don't know what it is. They've just managed to pull something out. Or is it Max?
It's Max.
Because Tsunoda was like nowhere to be seen
13th.
once again, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we say every week that surely Red Bull have to do something about this, but they cannot compete with one driver first and one driver 13th. They have to be a little bit closer together. And throughout the weekend, I did actually think Yuki was looking all right for a little bit. I thought he might get some points.
Really?
And then he didn't.
Nah. Again, it's just the genius of Max, isn't it? Like, no one can really predict when or how it's going to happen. He just seems to do something. And that's why I said in the last pod, mate, don't ever write him off, because he's making it difficult for those 2 orange papaya boys. You know what I mean?
Well, he is the best driver on the grid, hands down.
Yeah.
And if he had a little bit of a better car, this would be another championship for Max.
Rosberg was calling him top 5 of all time. Greats of all time.
Top 5? I mean, I can't name 4 other drivers as good as Max.
Alonso.
I mean, I wouldn't even say he's top 2, top 3 for Max, maybe. Speaking of, I don't know, what would you say? I'd say
Max, he's top 3. Schumacher, Senna, Max. Alonso close behind in 4th.
I'd go Max, Lewis,
Oh, I forgot about Lewis.
Senna, and Michael. And I don't know anyone else that can.
There's a lot. I know people love Senna. I know people love Senna.
Maybe Fangio.
And Senna is probably the GOAT, right? He probably
Yeah.
is like the greatest. But I never watched him because I was too young. So for me, it's Michael. Michael.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time. Senna. Max. Alonso Lewis.
Yeah, I like the Alonso. So in your opinion, how does Max jump to the top? Does he have to win the 8th World Championship? Is that what he has to do to become the greatest in your eyes?
No, because Alonso's up there and he's only won 2. It's more, for me, it's more about just how you are on track.
Yeah.
You know, Max could have actually won no championships, but as long as he carries on racing like that, mate, that's all people want to see.
Yeah.
And throwing it back to Zandvoort last weekend, when Leclerc went on the gravel to try and take George.
That was unreal.
I know. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, he should have got a penalty. He went off the track, all 4 wheels over the white line. How dare he?
That was some
And
of the
you and me
best
are
racing.
yeah! Like some of the best racing I've seen all year.
Yeah, neither of them could afford a DNF, and the side-by-side was unbelievable. So much respect for it. When you see today, I mean, we'll speak about it through the episode, but like Sainz and Ollie getting the penalty, these collisions happen so easy, but that exact move you're on about was amazing how
it was
close
so
they
good,
got and the respect they gave each other.
We need to see more of that. That's all we need to see.
We absolutely do need to see more of that. You just spoke about Rosberg as we went into that segment.
Yeah.
And I have a little something about Rosberg.
Do ya?
Do you think Nico Rosberg is going to take Martin Brundle's job? Because it seems like Nico Rosberg quite likes the grid walk.
He does, doesn't he? And what did Oscar say to him?
He said, "Is this Nico's grid walk now?" Yeah. What do you think Martin Brundle would think to that?
I don't think Martin Brundle would be too happy. He coined the grid walk.
Yeah.
And there was a few moments today when Nico was asking too many questions.
Yeah, because you could see Brundle like as soon as
He's
the
like,
person stops.
Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Because he's so British, he just can't butt in, which I think is probably what Nico's quite good at, is just barging his way into conversations. Look, the way I would say it is that the older Martin Brundle gets, like everyone slows down. So maybe if Brundle was to step away from the commentary box at some point, I think that's probably destined to happen at some point because it's so quick. Can he stay on top of it, when he gets older and older, even though he's not that old now? But the grid walk is like Martin's grid walk, I think.
Yeah, it is, but it's going to happen at some point where he's going to step away from it. And Sky are probably thinking now, right, we got to start. Yeah. No better way to integrate him than get him going out with Martin.
Ted tried it. It's okay. It's okay.
I think Ted's got his notebook. Leave him there.
Who else tried it?
They've had quite a few people do it.
Jensen, maybe. I can't really remember.
Lazenby did it with someone else.
Lazenby's great at what he does.
Lazenby is amazing.
But sometimes you just can't replicate what someone created, I feel like.
No.
And this is when everyone in the comments is going to be like, actually, Murray Walker did the grid walk like 75 years ago. But all I'm saying is I feel like it's Brundle's thing. Yeah, and he's great at it.
It is definitely Brundle's thing, but I do think Rosberg brings a whole different dimension to it.
He does.
I think he's almost like the younger, will say it, will ask the question, probably has some better, if not the same level relationships as Brundle on that grid. You know, can talk to people, pull people aside. I think Rosberg definitely has a value to that.
I think us, as the fans that we are, absolutely, because you sometimes get those moments on the broadcast where you're like, ooh, Someone said something, was it today, but maybe pre-race?
Yeah, it was Eddie Irvine.
That's it,
talking about
something about getting his bollocks out, and Brundle got really upset. But I love stuff like that when stuff goes wrong on live TV.
That's the best thing about live TV, isn't it? And I think Rosberg is perfect for live TV, especially on the commentary. Rosberg on commentary fits in for Brundle on the commentary because it's a racer. And Rosberg is a lot more of an up-to-date racer than Brundle. So Rosberg on commentary is actually really valuable, I think.
It can also clash a little bit.
With Crofty.
I noticed that Rosberg's been nice to Lewis recently. Yeah. He's been nice about him. But when he first started coming on the broadcast a couple of years ago, there was a few tense moments.
There was at the beginning, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a little bit. So maybe he's a bit too close. I don't know. But he's been a well-behaved boy.
Yeah.
You talking about live TV and how stuff can go wrong, it certainly does on live TV. The great thing about pre-recorded videos is that you can edit them. So I can say anything I want right now. Our lovely editor Luke can edit it out.
Yeah.
But when you pre-record something, like I say, you can edit it. And one thing that one woman didn't do was that interview with Behrman and Bortoletto.
You date like normal girls. So it didn't go for models or really.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean with that?
But I actually think it's really good. Didn't go for
famous.
Famous. Yeah, famous.
That interview is absolutely horrendous.
That was this week, right?
The angle she's trying to hit it from is they're not famous, which is how Gabby picks it up. They're not in the public eye. But would have been maybe a better way to present yourself.
Yeah, but then you would say that. You would say your girlfriends don't have a big presence online or they're not famous, but to say that they're not models is kind of insinuating that they're not as good looking as the other ones in the paddock. Now, this is obviously down to taste, isn't it? You can't put a blanket rule over it and say, that they're good looking and they're not. But to say that in an interview,
Yeah. Look, all these clips are a shame, actually, because it just means that the drivers are actually going to get further and further away. Like, these opportunities and filming slots that get opened up, you know, they're going to get limited down when stuff like this comes out, and the drivers aren't going to want to get involved. So, yeah, that was a shame. Another thing that was a shame this weekend was Nico Hulkenberg on the formation lap.
oh no. Yeah, no.
Imagine you travel around the world, all these races every year. You literally get there on a Thursday, you do all the media, you do all the practice, you know, read all this data, you have all the meetings, you prep the car.
You eat all the snacks in the hotel
all
room.
the snacks
like,
for sure. Everything that goes into a race weekend, but you're only really there for the Sunday.
Yeah.
You get to Sunday, you prep yourself, you get in the car, you go
And he
out for the
qualified well,
formation lap.
huh?
Yeah, he looked like he could have done something today. And on the formation lap, the car just dies. That is devastating for a driver.
Yeah.
And that is a real shame for Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah, it is. Thank God he got a podium this year.
season.
It kind of makes it slightly better, but probably not for him.
That was like a career accomplishment for him. I'm so glad he got a podium because he probably won't ever get another one.
I don't know what the problem was. Do you?
No.
What I feel like is that, because we said it a couple of weeks ago, you know, Steak looking all right.
Yep.
Steak's looking medium rare.
They are.
It's looking rested,
It's true.
well rested, seasoned. It's looking lovely. And maybe they got a bit too excited and tried to push the car a bit too much. And I think maybe they tried it with Hulk.
Yeah.
Because Gabby was looking great.
Yeah, I don't know how they've managed to do that, to be honest.
I just think they're just testing the limits of the car, seeing what they can pull out of this shit box. You know?
Yeah.
It's a green wheelie bin, isn't it?
Why not try?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a shame. Alonso had a DNF as well. His suspension failure.
Yeah.
Did that upset you a little bit?
Look, at least it wasn't his fault. You know, it's kind of scary that something like that can happen at those speeds. Still, you wouldn't really expect a suspension. Maybe on my Golf,
Yeah.
about 3 years ago, but not on like a Formula One car. I mean, for something like he's lucky really because he had just come out of the corner.
You've
hadn't
seen
he?
the video, yeah.
But if he had gone just into the corner and it snaps,
Yeah.
gravel, wall, box in the ground, maybe.
Yeah, you don't really expect suspension to snap there, do you? Going over a curb like that.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
No.
I don't really know. But I would probably say, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense because he's going into a corner and there's like a lot of force on that side of the car. It was a left-hander.
Yeah.
And it was a right side of the suspension, wasn't it? So as you're going, I don't know what I'm talking about, really.
No, it makes perfect sense to me. I'm following.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got
I'm
you.
just going to stop there.
Breaking news! Big breaking news as well. This is something that probably deserves some claps and maybe even some sad music.
Oh.
Daniel Ricciardo has announced his retirement from racing. It is absolutely confirmed. Are you happy about that? Oh, it seems like you're taking that one in with some gold
Well,
dust.
I don't really want to clap that. I
No?
don't want to clap that, really.
No, it was an out of respect clap. Look.
I'll give it the two fingers.
Yeah. Well done, Daniel. He's now a Ford ambassador.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. Ford, off-roaders.
Yep.
Wild man.
Yeah, they do a lot of
Yeah.
great stuff. So good for him. I'm glad he's still doing some stuff with a great brand.
Yeah. I think it's what we said like at the start of the year, innit? Like we would all love to see Daniel to come back, but what do we truly want? We kind of want him to be happy.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got his clothing line.
Yeah.
He makes wine, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does everything, doesn't
Rides dirt bikes.
he? What can't he do?
Probably spends money for a laugh. Like, it's a pretty good life to me. I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, he won't be returning to racing, but I think everyone here knew that. But one person that will be staying on the grid until 2028, even though some of us thought he might not keep his seat, Pierre Gasly has signed a contract extension with Alpine.
And he showed today just why that extension has been placed.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Really did.
He was trying to throw a bit of gravel on the track.
Alpine are not in a good place.
I don't know who he was trying to help.
No, we did think for a while that some of the teams were going to deliberately throw gravel on the track for a safety car.
Yeah.
And I do actually think Alpine were trying it for some reason.
Potentially.
But I don't want to throw anything up Flavio like that.
Gasly just seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there's too many politics of him. I feel like Gasly's almost realised, like, kind of had my chance in the Red Bull and now I'm just cruising. I'm getting quite a fair chunk of money every year to drive a fast car. It's quite fun.
And he's
Yeah.
getting quite a decent shout at Alpine, isn't he? Like number one driver.
number one.
Not really got to worry about anything.
He's got a brand new hairline. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's great life.
I'd agree.
Great life. But, mate, should we just get stuck into the meat and potatoes
Yeah, I
of
mean,
this pod?
everyone
Because I've been
watching-
thinking about it all episode. What the hell have I just watched on TV?
Yeah, I have no idea how McLaren are going to come back from that one. They've literally dug their own grave, I would say.
Even Max was laughing about it on the radio mid-race.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it, could he?
I just don't. I just don't really get it. And I saw an interview with Oscar after the race, and he says, "Yeah, I think it's fair. You know, Lando was ahead of me the whole race."
Say it like you mean it,
And
Oscar.
I'm thinking, brother, what the hell are you saying?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Where is this, like, this beast gone? You know,
Yeah.
this thing that lurks inside of you. Where is it gone? Because you're being a pussycat right now.
Yeah, this is a championship battle. And I know they are the same team. But, like, them 3 points or 4 points difference, whatever it was today, that's huge.
Can make all the difference.
And he was so willing. Well, from what we seemed, willing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Zach's looking down the barrel of a double shotgun.
Yeah.
Behind that camera, you will bloody move out of the way, Lando.
I have a couple of problems with it, to be honest. I do understand the fairness behind it. I do understand why the team on the pit wall were like, look, we're going to have to just swap him back because otherwise this is going to be a nightmare. Like, Lando's going to kick shit. He's going to want to... I understand that, but from Oscar's point of view, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous because roles reversed. Are they swapping Lando back?
They referenced a race from last season. Hungary 2024. What are you doing?
It's not this championship.
It's a completely different season. Oscar's leading the championship. It doesn't make any sense.
This guy is leading the championship.
I'm actually angry for once about Formula One. Like, I'm actually pissed because it makes no sense. Lando said that he wanted Oscar to pit first, which didn't make any sense anyway. There's this illusion that he was looking out for Oscar to make sure that Leclerc wouldn't get him, which he never would have anyway. And then the pit thing happened. Them fucking the pit up is part of racing.
Yep.
Like,
Could have happened to either of them.
it's not that this is fair, it's actually unfair that they've got Oscar to let Lando through because that's a part of racing and we've had it nailed into us since you and me started.
Yeah.
This is a constructor sport. Everyone involved is a part of this to help this win.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just to the drivers. The pit crew are so important. And they are. Pit crew are like incredibly important. And we saw today exactly how important they are. And still, there was an injustice.
Yep.
It's beyond me.
No, desperately want to hear everyone's opinions. My opinion is, how can Oscar feel he's in a fair fight? How can you possibly line up against someone and feel you're in a fair fight if you know that no matter what... Think about it like this. Oscar spent that whole race behind Lando. And his only goal for that race, obviously he wants to win the World Championship at the end of the year, but his only goal was to finish ahead of Lando because of the points difference. His only race goal came. He had it. He drove straight past him. Lando's race was fucked up. Yeah. The team, completely out of... To be fair to Lando, like you say, even he said, is this fair? Like, I'll swap it if it's a team order.
Yeah.
But Lando wasn't the one pushing for it. That's why it's confusing. Because that means it's the power above the drivers that have been like, right, we're going to swap this back. Even though Oscar's leading the championship.
But what is the point? You know?
To try and keep it fair. But then it doesn't make
then
sense
it's
because
not
they're not
fair.
going to be able to swap it back and make it fair.
But
the
then-
only way to keep it fair again is to now swap it back the other way at some point.
Would Max Verstappen do that same thing with Yuki Tsunoda? I know they're not in a championship battle. Maybe like a better one would be like him and Perez a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
There's not a chance in hell that Max would ever do that.
I
with a
honestly
teammate.
don't think there's another driver on that grid that swaps back if their teammate has a slow pit stop. And the fact that that's happened in a championship battle between the two, and
I'm telling you now, Mark Webber is ripping down doors. He's booting desks over, and he will have Zach by the throat up against the wall. That Aussie Fury's going to come out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Mark Webber mugshot tonight.
Not,
over Twitter.
yeah. Monza, like Italian prison thing. Do you know what? The only thing is with this, right, is it does instill something in me. Like, it makes me feel like Oscar is so confident that he can win this championship, that he's like, fuck it. He can have a couple of extra points. I'll let him past. And actually, if he does go and win this championship, that's like a moment in time. I won this championship, and I let you past.
And if Lando wins it by 3-4 points, Oscar's going to be absolutely furious and probably never be able to look at the team in the eyes again because it might be their only opportunity. So,
also, this is not a bias thing, by the way. This is definitely not a bias thing. If it had been the other way around, like, we'd have been like, yeah, go on, Oscar. And also, at the same time, you'd be like, that's still unfair.
Yeah, I think it's unfair from Oscar's point of view, but Lando wasn't the one pushing for it. But I also think, in terms of it being fair from a neutral's point of view all the way round, Lando had a great weekend. He qualified better than Oscar. He probably did deserve to get more points than Oscar out of that race.
Super duper quick.
But we cannot be pulling a race apart, almost pressing the stop button and go, right, you got to go there, you got to go there to make this fair again. It's just not racing, is it? It's manipulated racing. It's a manipulated finish.
It is manipulated, and they're also like parenting these young guys.
Yeah,
which is like, this is not like your two sons playing in the garden with a football.
No,
and it's like, oh, let Chris have a play, let Chris have a go. Oh, let him kick it in the goal.
Yeah.
No, this is Formula One.
Yeah,
this is the greatest racing in the whole universe.
I agree.
We think. We'll get onto the space pod in another week.
Yeah, my final point on it is this. They went to the softs with like 5 laps left. They swapped them back, and then they had 4 laps to race, right? They said, swap back and race each other. Yeah. When they told him to swap back, that McLaren pit wall knew that Oscar wouldn't be able to catch Lando. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, why swap him back? They could have just said, let him catch up, carry on racing. But they've swapped them back, and he knows he's not going to be able to catch him in 4 laps.
If they wanted to let them race, then why didn't they just let Lando chase Oscar? Because he came out the pits right behind him. He was right there.
Because they needed to get Lando back in front, mate.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? It's very hard not to come at it from a point of view where it doesn't look one-sided. But I guess really interested to see what people watching thought, or UF1 experts think.
I think people are with us.
Do you think?
I do think so, yeah. Sport is all about competition.
Yeah.
Any sport. It's not just Formula One, it's any sport. That's the whole basis of sport, is to be competitive. And when you start doing stuff like that, you're just like, well, where's the competition?
Yeah, from a viewer's point of view, I don't want to see that. Because that isn't a competition.
No. And I get it from a team perspective, and I specifically get it from McLaren's perspective.
Yeah.
And what we spoke about last week with, Lando has been there for a long time, and he has helped build that team, and there's a lot of history. And of course, that you spend that long working with someone, you're obviously going to want them to win over the new kid that's just joined. Whether you're thinking about that or not, it's kind of just because you built a relationship with this guy. But I don't think that was right. And I hope Oscar learns from this, because it isn't the first time that Oscar's been, I hope he doesn't let something like this happen again. I think he should bite their head off next time on the radio. Front left gunner is a Piastri fan.
Do you think?
I'm telling you now, front left gunner from McLaren has got 100 quid on Oscar to win the championship. I'm telling you.
It's funny because at this point it would be that easy to manipulate.
Also, front left gunner's going to need that 100 quid because I guarantee you he's lost his job.
Do you think? I wonder how reckless they are.
Maybe not. No, McLaren, they'd be like, oh no, don't worry about it. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's fine, don't worry.
Very, very strange. Did spice up the weekend. Ollie Behrman spiced up the weekend as well. He is now 2 penalty points away from a race ban.
Oh.
Let's go, Ollie.
What did he do?
Well, today he wiped out Carlos Sainz, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Racing incident?
It was a racing incident, but I've got 2 notes about it. At that exact point in the race, Carlos Sainz was super unhappy because Williams had just radioed him, telling him to swap with Albon. Carlos Sainz did not join Williams to be letting Alex Albon through. And Ollie was pissed off because he just hadn't had a good race the whole way through anyway. So things had gone wrong. They hit each other. Ollie's got another 10-second time penalty. And 2 points away from a ban. So behave yourself, Ollie.
You know what? I don't really know what Carlos was expecting, to be honest, joining Williams. I mean, I know JV's got a bit of that, you know, and he could probably talk anyone into bed, and he definitely talked Carlos Sainz into bed. And look what happens, he's been fucked over.
Yeah.
He's literally been ragged and dumped, you know?
Yeah, because there's no way, even in the next 2-3 years, and if this gets clipped, it ends up everywhere, then let it be. But I don't see any way in the next 2-3 years that Williams are winning races over Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren,
2028. And it's Carlos Sainz, world champion!
But no, seriously, do you think...
And I'm going to clip that up.
Do you think Williams are going to be there ahead of them teams?
No.
No.
But I do think that they have a promising trajectory. And look, all it takes is a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
You know, all it takes is a bit of cash. And Williams have got the history in F1. So they're more appealing to an investor, I think. Mm-hmm. Bring them back from the dirt. You know, the Saudis, cuckoo, money.
Yeah, who knows? Well, everyone's given up on this year now, haven't they? Everyone's 2026. Ferrari look like they didn't know what was happening today.
I definitely haven't given up on this year, mate. I'm loving this year.
Yeah, well, no, as fans we haven't given up.
This is a great year for me, for you, for everyone at home watching, because we're going to do another giveaway soon, right?
Yeah, why not? And also, we're going into a gap, and we think the next episode potentially could be a space special, which means Jake and Fab talking about the moon and the sun.
Space Odyssey. Right, yeah. We're giving away a parking...
No, we're not.
Parking fine signed by Jake Boys himself.
It's got a number plate on the back. That is actually Ollie Berman's, but it's got his number plate on the back, so we can't.
Yeah, but he signed it.
Well, giveaway coming soon. That was just a bit premature, that one. All of our wildest conspiracies. I think it could be quite a fun chat if we do a little sit down, maybe turn the lights off, get some planets hanging from the ceiling.
I think it's going to get us in trouble, mate.
Why?
I think because we're not really, we're not even qualified to talk about F1. You want to start talking about space on a camera?
These people don't care if we're wrong about how many rings.
True,
are
they
around
don't,
Jupiter.
because we're wrong all the time. And actually, you guys, that person right there watching us, you've stuck with us. Doesn't matter whether we're right or wrong.
Yeah.
They just like watching it, right?
I'd hope so.
I guess so.
And thank you for only one person mentioning how bad the sweat patches were on the last video.
I saw 2.
Was there 2 comments?
There was 2, maybe even 3 now.
When uploading, I did expect quite a few. I mean, what was I expecting, mate?
I mean,
I'm
look,
asking for it, aren't I?
I usually would, like I've told you in the past, but this time, I think you would I didn't see it straight away.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it mid-pod. Like, what am I going to do? Tell you mid-pod?
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about it.
But what am I going to do in edit? You just got to put it up.
Exactly. And we all sweat.
Yeah.
You know? And we're sweaty guys. Like,
We are sweaty guys.
Yeah, me specifically, actually. Always just like sweating. Must be the UFOs.
Find out next week in the space special.
Yeah, so hit the bell.
Yeah, hit the bell, give a video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. There will be another video in the gap, and then on Monday we'll have a normal race episode building up to Baku.
And rate. I want you to rate my slippers.
Rate Fab Slippers Uggs. I have to say they have really looked after themselves for the time you've had them. They look like brand new.
Do you know why?
Mate, well I do know why, because they're lethal.
Well, I correct protected them.
Well, yeah, but tell people what happens when you wear them.
Oh, yeah. If I wear these around the flat, so like right now, and I give it a little zhuzh on the carpet, and then I go and touch a light switch,
Anything.
it blasts me across the room. Proper electric shock. I'm not really sure why.
Same way in Vegas. Everything you touch in Vegas gives you an electric shock.
Everything in Vegas.
Really strange.
Which makes me think that maybe everyone that lives in Vegas is like a robot.
Well, I'm actually going to tell you now why it happens in Vegas to give everyone a little bit of a introduction of what's going to come in the space show.
Oh, Area 51, right?
The reason that there's loads of static shots in Vegas is because it's a desert in the middle of nowhere, and all the sand and all the air and something to do with that. Hope everyone's ready for the space pod.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's something to do with the humidity.
We're going down. This ship sinks if we try a space pod, mate. This is the end.
Nah, I'm pretty good with the planets and that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you name every single planet in our solar system?
Earth, Sun, Moon,
Sun,
Pluto,
planet.
Jupiter,
The moon,
Venus.
planet. It's a moon.
Find out next week on Pitstop. Goodbye. Sunday, Monday, happy day. Tuesday, Monday, happy day.